Okay, guys, here it is. I am having a rant, and I just need to hit play and discuss how I'm feeling and see if there's anybody out there that agrees with me. And possibly, quite possibly, I can provide some sense of perspective. Probably not the smartest thing to say right away, being that this is a card collecting channel, but there won't be any cards in this video. It will be sports related, life related. Hope you enjoy it. So, most of you know, if you follow baseball, today was the MLB trade deadline. And as most of you know, I am a diehard, since the beginning, Seattle Mariners fan. When I say since the beginning, their inception was in 1977 when I was a 5-year-old, and I have been a fan ever since. The 77 and Star Huddle 77, a lot of it has to do with the Mariners starting in 1977. Fun fact. Anyways, I'm a vested fan. I've seen the highs, not too many of them, and the lows, quite a few of them, over the past almost 47 years. 47 years. Good grief, it's been that long. I'm old. We've had some highs, 1995, 2001, some individual accomplishments, some Hall of Famers. We made the playoffs finally again 2 years ago. We broke the curse. So we really embrace those moments. There are some of you out there who support teams that are far more consistently better. There are some out there that are consistently poor. So I'm very aware of that. So, but right now, I don't care about any of your teams. I care about my team. Trade deadline. The Mariners right now are the absolute paradox of what a almost playoff team should look like. We have, on one hand, maybe one of the best starting rotations that we've ever had, and quite possibly the best one in the MLB right now. Our top five, our five starters are amazing. They're young, they're good, they're consistent. The quality starts are all they do. Conversely, we rank 30th, dead last, and one of the worst teams in MLB history when it comes to batting average and leaving runners in scoring position right now. We are historically bad right now. Okay? So you think of those two things. You have an amazing pitching staff. You have a horrible hitting team. What do you think? And we're only one game out of the playoffs. I mean, first place, excuse me. We were 10 games above the Astros, and we squandered that lead, and now we are a game and a half. I think we won tonight, so I think maybe we're a half game or a game behind the Astros for first place. We're only 5 games over 500, so we're not very good to be a first place team, okay? You would think, let's go out and get, oh, and by the way, we have a massively good farm system. I think we have the number 3 farm system when it comes to bats. And we also have a surplus of pitching because we have 5 starters. Our number 6 and 7th starter that we have that we primarily use back and forth when somebody gets hurt probably would be a number 3 or 4 on most teams. So we have the resources to trade. So you think we would. Yes, we got Randy Arozarena from the Tampa Bay Rays. We didn't give up much for him. That's cool. That's a good one. I like that. He's not that great, but he's not bad, and he instantly becomes one of our best hitters. So there's that. The bar is low in Seattle. We traded for Justin Turner, really. He's 39 years old, and he's a platoon first base DH. We essentially dropped Ty France to get Justin Turner. We didn't give up much for him, but still, is it really an upgrade? I don't know. And we got a couple pitchers, middle relief pitchers. That's it. So here's where my rant comes in. I am tired of the complacency from mediocrity. I am tired of the overarching feeling, hey, at least we did something. We're better than we were 2 weeks ago, Seattle Mariner fans. So why are you complaining? This was a successful trade deadline. And I say to you, bullcrap. It is not. Why do I say that? We are squandering our amazing pitching staff by gap filling a couple of players and hoping the rest of our guys wake up and start playing like they're supposed to. We have all this wealth of talent. We have all these prospects. It's go time for us. The Astros have not been the Astros. The Rangers, the World Series champion Rangers, have sucked this year. So we have every opportunity to squash these guys and finally win the AL West and not squeak in by tripping into the playoffs as the third wildcard team. We have that opportunity, but we don't do it. But yet I'm hearing people saying, we got better, we got better. Let me give you a couple examples off of Twitter that kind of led me into this need to rant for you. You know, give me this opportunity. So I like what this one guy says. I'm going to read his tweet and hopefully it makes sense to you. It's this Mariners fan that I like. He goes, I'll get over this, but calling it quits because you won't sacrifice players who won't impact your roster in the time frame your pitching can carry you is just sick. The Mariners continue to live in a world where being the 8th seed in the NBA playoffs is a good thing. That's exactly my point. It's just being good enough to keep the fans entertained, to keep them coming to the stadium, to go to bobblehead night, to pay $20 for a beer. But we are mired in the swamp of mediocrity, and too many damn people are okay with this. I'm not. We need to be better yesterday, and we keep treading the line of just being just good enough. Here's another one that I wanted to bring up. Let's see if I can find it. Bear with me again. The moves that the Mariners made were good. Rosarina, the couple pitchers, Justin Turner. But that's not the problem for me. This is the guy on Twitter. The problem is you kicked a field goal, football analogy coming, you kicked a field goal on 4th and 3 from the 30-yard line, down by 6, with 4 minutes left to play. And this isn't the first time from this front office. Exactly. But yet I'm hearing from people, oh, it's okay. It's like, you know what? We're better than we were. We're better than we were. Here's what really got me fired up. This guy on Twitter said this. And again, I don't usually go on Twitter that much because I get fired up, especially in situations like this. So the blood pressure is a little high right now. This guy said this. Friends, okay, so we didn't get Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who we were rumored to go after. Possibly, I know, crazy. Or Luis Robert Jr. Again, that would have been really nice. But it's not a failure, everyone. We added a Rosarina, we added Turner, and the 2 pitchers. We can't have it all, but we still made a big splash. Be happy. So I respond to this guy and I say this. This is simply feeding the complacency machine with temperance. Wash, rinse, repeat. And then he responded back, oh, aren't you charming? I just left it at that because I had better things to do. But my overarching comment is this. Why are so many people okay with mediocrity? And here's the thing too. I can be happy for the people that we added on our team and also be unhappy because we didn't do enough. There's too many people like this guy that I just read that you can't be both, right? I'm going to give you an example. I wrote it down on my iPad here. So this is kind of where it goes beyond sports to just life in general, life in 2024, life on social media, life trying to just have a conversation with people without them going off like that, right? Here's what I wrote. Me, I prefer mangoes to oranges. I just do. I prefer mangoes to oranges. Random person. So basically what you're saying is that you hate oranges. You also fail to mention pineapples, bananas, and grapefruits. You need to educate yourself. Just because I prefer mangoes to oranges. I never said I disliked oranges, I just prefer mangoes. But in some people's minds and ears, when you say you prefer something and that's not what they prefer, then I need to educate myself. Oh, since you prefer mangoes over oranges, you must also dislike blah, 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 blah. And I need to educate myself. Why am I not happy? So this is where I'm at right now. I just feel that, and in my job, for some of you that know, maybe most of you don't, I'm a restaurant consultant, and the thing that I work on the most in 2024 with restaurants that are underperforming, struggling financially, and I'm not quite the Gordon Ramsay type, but I go in there and assess, create an action plan, and talk about how we're going to improve in bite-sized pieces and also right away. One of the overarching number one things that I see that I try to instill in these restaurants, whether it's the manager, the owner, both down to the server, the combo, the dishwasher, the host, is that we have to go from good to great. You can't accept meeting expectations in 2024 is not good enough. We have to exceed them. But what does that look like? So in my world, just being good enough and meeting expectations very often is mediocrity. And when you become okay with just meeting expectations, complacency sets in. And then from complacency, that begets apathy. Kind of sound like Yoda right now. So in my world, I'm always working with restaurateurs to improve by going from good to great. Now that can be different from restaurant to restaurant, location to location, franchise owner to franchise owner. That could be guest service, that could be food costs, that could be labor, that could be a lot of things. But usually it is me telling them, we need to be better than your competition down the street. How are we going to do that? How are we going to make people want to come back because you provide them something better than they do down the road? And I kind of think the Mariners are in this state of mind where as long as we aren't terrible, the ballpark experience is fun. We throw them a bobblehead every other month. And somehow we convince them to buy a $20 beer, then we're doing okay. Jerry Dipoto, he is the GM of the Mariners, and I'm going to wrap it up here with this. So he infamously, at the end of the 2023 season, there is a running joke, but it's not really a joke in Seattle with the Mariners, 54%. Now, where did that come from? So at the end of 2023, and I have it here on my iPad, so pardon me again, he was quoted as saying, Jerry Dipoto said, focusing on winning the World Series could have left the Mariners stuck in the mud. This is after the 2023 season wrapped up and we missed the playoffs by 2 games. We're actually doing the fan base a favor and asking for their patience to win a World Series. Granted, since 2019, he has promised 5 years we would be making, we would be a playoff team. We've made the playoffs once. Every other year we've missed them. And we've been always around that 88, 85, 87 win threshold. This was the quote. He goes, Dipoto explained the reasoning behind his logic by citing a .50 winning percentage, 54%, as the goal of the team over a 10-year stretch, compared to a 1-year aspiration that could derail the long-term aim. Meaning he doesn't want to go for it for 1 year and sacrifice the 10-year plan. The problem is he's been on a 10-year plan. We've made the playoffs once. So this falls on deaf ears. But he's too dumb to realize that. He can't read the room. He says nobody wants to hear the goal is we're going to win 54% of the time. Because sometimes 54% is 1 year you're going to win 60%. Another year you're going to win 50%. It's whatever it is. But over time, that type of mindset gets you there. No, it doesn't. Because here's the thing. He has all of these prospects and people that he can trade, but he doesn't do them because next year we're going to use them. Next year we're going to use them. We have the best pitching staff in baseball right now, and we are squandering them. Squandering them grossly. It's almost embarrassing. We added one bat, Randy Arozarena, who's batting .212. He's got 16 home runs, and he instantly is our second best hitter. But I'm supposed to say, hey, we got better. Hey, what are we complaining about? People don't know complacency because they have moved the bar so low that meeting expectations is exceeding them. And when you support a team like the Mariners, it is easy to get sucked into the vacuum of complacency and mediocrity and not even realize you're there. So that's my rant. Take a step back, and it's okay if you're a fan of a team, or you're a fan of Star Wars, or you're a fan of whatever, and it's not meeting your expectations. If you truly care about the product, it's okay for people to complain about it. And that doesn't mean they dislike it. It doesn't mean they're an old man saying, get off my lawn. They're vested in the product. They're vested in the person. They're vested in the team. They want it to improve. But too many people treat that as, you know what, there's not enough unicorns and rainbows coming out of your mouth right now, so you must not like oranges. I hope some of this made sense. I just wanted to hit record so I can look back on this and say, you know what, I was either off my rocker or doggone it, I was spot on. So let me know what you think. I'll be curious to hear. This was a rant. I'll put it on YouTube. We'll see where it goes. At the end of the day, I don't care. I just wanted to throw this out there to the masses. I do have some cards with me for the next 2 days, so I plan to get a couple of card videos out to you all. A couple of really cool pickups that I just got back from PSA authentication, so I'm going to open them up on camera and talk about why they are important to me, and it's going to be good. So I appreciate you all. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you later.